What is going on, everybody? Depraved / Sharon. We are back with another music reaction. I'm Depraved.
I'm Hellcat.
And together we are
HellaDepraved.
Yes, we are. We are finally finishing up the Crybaby album. Now, I know a lot of you guys are like, but there's one more after this. Well, we've already done Mad Hatter.
Right.
That was her favorite song, so we did that early. This is my favorite song.
And we're doing it last.
And we're doing it last.
Fancy that.
Right?
Again, this is a review.
Yes.
For anybody new. Although, I have not yet seen this music video.
Yes,
he has.
This is a reaction to the music video for her. She's never seen the video. It's a fun video.
But it is a review of this album.
Yes. But yeah, we're super stoked to check this out. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, if you have not seen the video, please click the link in the description below. Go watch the video. Leave a like, leave a sub. Let them know we sent you. Then come on back. We say that because we are reacting to this as if you guys have already seen it, or reviewing this as if you guys have already seen it. And that's because we're going to pause. We're going to talk about things, discuss what the song is about, and yeah,
what the music video adds to it. Anything that strikes our fancy at the time, honestly.
Yeah, we're reactors. We're not bob our head and listeners.
At all.
Ever. At all. We pause a lot. So,
although this being a pop song,
there won't be as many pauses as normal.
Yeah.
All right. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, Melanie Martinez, Mrs. Potato Head. Let's slash it up and break it down. Let's go.
What do you want to bet those are amphetamines?
So already, for those of you, a lot of you guys already know what this song is about. It's about basically societal expectations of what females are supposed to look like, and doing what you can to conform to those looks. So video-wise here, and obviously this isn't a part of the actual song on the album.
Which does actually add a whole bunch of context. The song itself is easy to understand, but adding this in...
Right, so she sees a commercial for diet pills that are supposed to make you more attractive.
Right.
Because again, society says women to be attractive,
how you get a man.
You have to be 95 pounds and
have a thigh gap and
right.
Yeah. But I also like how it's pointed out that it's to attract a man. Right. There was no other reasoning given for it. And then all of the side effects are depression, lack of self-confidence.
Right.
You know, very true.
Right.
Let's talk hair. Tired of having to go to the salon to achieve this pure, perfect woman look? We're bringing the salon to you. Betty's Wigs has
They're all blonde.
wig options for you to choose from. Long, medium, and short. All beautiful, all blonde. Get the perfect
all blonde.
Fun fact, growing up I was actually more attracted to blondes than any other hair color. Also, fun fact, my mom's a blonde. This is also another scientific fact. Most men are attracted to women that resemble their mothers.
Well, I'm glad you matured then.
Ha!
I am neither.
I
am not blonde, and I do not resemble your mother whatsoever.
Another fun fact. I mean, you both have fibro.
Like, pick the worst common denominator.
The only
denominator,
maybe.
Well,
no,
we both kind of like to fuck things up too, so there's that.
Yeah. No, I mean, I've never dated an actual true blonde though, ever.
Yeah. Well.
At one point in life, I think I had decided not to, because most blondes, at least for me, have lived up to that ditzy expectation.
I only do that when I'm waking up. And I'm never going blonde, so you lost a chance.
I'm happy. It's like every commercial. You're not perfect, but we can make you perfect.
For $10.99 a month. I mean, she is half blonde.
And she has all the things she's in commercials for.
Yeah, she might need some help with the actualization, though. She also has all the side effects.
So, something else this video is also representing. The video, I mean, the song as a whole does represent this as well, but the video more so pulls it out and in front is, and we touched on it earlier, trying to fit in and trying to be somebody that you're not in order to fit in and be accepted.
Right.
And it's a sad world we live in where this is an everyday thing for so many people, not just females, males.
Yeah, it's a bigger
well.
message than just what is being displayed here, for sure.
If you weren't born with it, you can buy a couple ornaments. Just be sure to read the warning kits, 'cause pretty soon you'll be bored of it. Ha ha, sexual. Hey girl, if you wanna feel sexual, you can always call up a professional. They stick pins in you like a vegetable. Ha ha, kids forever, kids forever. Baby soft skin turns into leather. Don't be dramatic, it's only some plastic. No one will love you if you're unattractive.
It's so sad that the person that is supposed to love you for you is the person in this video that's
trying to change you into what they want you to
which
be.
is unfortunately a truth. It's a hard truth of life, but
Right.
because not everyone who says they love you truly does, or they love a version of you, the
Right.
one that they conceptualize, not the true you. Yeah.
Right. I've actually known people through online gaming that I've completely cut ties with, good actual players. But I hear the way that they talk to their significant others, and it's never. I get playful banter. We playful banter.
Mm-hmm.
But I've legit had a dude look at his chick and be like, "If you gain another 10 pounds, you're legit moving out."
Yeah. Yeah, that's...
Like, that's...
My mom dated a guy that asked her if she planned on getting a facelift. Now, my mom's almost 80.
Right.
This was 15 years ago, something like that. She was already past the age that she was like, I just don't feel that that's necessary, and on top of it, this is how you met me.
Right.
So, but some people actually do that. I mean, I was shocked to shit that, and again, that she stayed with him for the period of time that she did, but it was just like, wow.
I just, I have personally never understood plastic surgery or the desire to have it, because I've also never understood being so insecure about yourself that you have to completely change your looks in order to feel better. Again, though, a lot of these societal pressures are definitely more pointed towards women. girls.
young girls that are then kind of brought up in that structure and just never break free of it.
Right.
Because I was definitely brought up, especially where I was brought up, to be a Stepford wife. Like, that was, you have to be educated, and it has to be documented education. You get a master's.
You gonna bake me cookies?
No. But I did learn, or she tried to teach me how to sew, how to cook.
I know how to sew.
Put
I don't, but I know how.
put makeup on. You were supposed to do your hair. I mean,
Well,
I never fit in any of those molds. Wear brand name clothing.
I think to an extent everybody, there are things I feel like everybody should know.
Well, there are basics for...
I feel like basic cooking should be known by everyone.
Right.
I do feel like sewing is something that has been lost on people that I feel like everyone would benefit more from being able to do.
Although I'm talking about, like, seamstress level.
Right.
Make your own clothing, be able to...
I made an apron.
I can make an apron, too.
My mom still has it.
Hmm.
It's ugly.
Yeah.
She
Does
loves
she
it though.
still have some of the pictures on her fridge, too?
No, but she has one.
Macaroni, maybe?
She has one that I did and won second place in a art contest.
Okay, well, that's a little different.
Hung up in a picture frame. Well, I don't think it's hung up anymore.
That is a little different. But I'm talking more like Betty Crocker
Right.
type homemaker shit, but it was combined with, like, what figures either you or your significant other should be making, brand names. The fact that I never really learned
I just figured I
makeup
would
and
never give a shit.
styling hair and stuff like that was sort of a
Right.
negative mark against me. But yeah, I mean, it's just I'm not going to say that I would judge people that have chosen this path for themselves, but what I do...
I don't like when people are pushed on it.
That's what I was just going to say. When it's an outside force,
An expectation of conforming? Expectation.
Confirmation.
Whatever.
But yeah, if it's your significant other should never
No.
expect that of you. Your parents, all of these surgeries and stuff that she is talking about right now, diet pills, all of that stuff has terrible side effects.
Right.
And is physically, therefore, extremely unhealthy for you. So, I don't...
And then I also, so going back to the actual lyrics of the song, because we've deviated so far.
Well...
There's a line, sexual. Hey girls, if you want to feel sexual.
Right.
You can go somewhere. I love the term, they'll stick pins in you like a vegetable.
Right.
Because that's what they do. They put all these little pins on you to figure out... Actually, more or less nowadays they draw on you.
Right, but it was to figure out symmetry and...
But to figure out symmetry and things like that. And then...
But she's talking to girls, if you
Right.
want to feel sexual. I mean,
like if
she's
you want to,
pointing out that
if you
young
want to be
girls
sexy.
shouldn't have to be sexy.
Right.
Yeah.
Second verse is my favorite. But
It's only some plastic. No one will love you if you're unattractive. Oh, Mrs. Potato Head, tell me, is it true that pain is beauty? Does a new face come with a warranty? Will a pretty face make it better? Oh, Mr. Potato Head, tell me, how did you afford her surgery? Do you swear you'll stay forever, even if her face don't stay together?
The fact that he was in the appointment
saying how he wanted
pointing
things.
out every and so many this might be why I've never seen this music video.
It's a good video.
Pisses
though.
me off. Yeah.
So, going over the chorus, he first talks to the female in the situation. And she's like, is it really going to make you feel better? Are you going to be happier?
Right.
Because because my mom's had plastic surgery. But it has always been something, again, that I've always wondered, like, do you really feel better now that you've changed?
Look, there are certain things that I do understand getting surgery for, elective surgeries, for yourself to feel better, to raise your self-esteem. But if you're doing it because of outside pressure, that's where I start to disagree.
But see, and then that goes back to then I still don't even really understand making yourself, like, I guess I don't understand this idea of not liking who you are. That's my problem.
You can like who you are and still have certain OCDs. Like, for example, something that I would never change because it doesn't really bug me that much, but I do notice that one of my eyes droops more than the other on the corner. Would it be something that I would fix? No, but I do know some people that would drive nuts.
I have never noticed.
Yeah, well, I have had this face for almost 40 years, babe. I have noticed. Again, is it something that bugs me? No. It's just a symmetrical thing that I've noticed, and so I know people that are so focused on symmetry based on OCDs or whatever, that it's not that they don't like themselves, it's just seeing themselves in the mirror every day. It bothers that part of them. So would they get a tiny little, lift on that eye corner? Probably. Some people end up with, broken cartilage in their nose from childhood experiences, and men and women, and end up really disliking the bump in their nose. And I'm talking just cosmetics, guys.
Owen Wilson had no problem with this.
Some people don't. But I'm talking just cosmetics versus, like, actual, deviation of the septum or something that actually needs to be treated or should be treated. But, some people don't like that and they'll get surgery. I mean, I've been offered multiple times or told to get surgery for the double scars on my chin.
Well, like, to an
figured I
extent,
fucked it
on
up,
some
I may as well
things
keep it.
to some things I do understand. I'm meaning more along the lines of the facelifts
Right.
and boob jobs and things like that. Like, that's where I guess my whole point is, like, I have never been the type ever to look at a girl and be like, oh, her boobs ain't big enough or they're
Right.
too big.
However,
There are guys like that, do not get me wrong, and I know that. But
we are taught as young girls, not even blossomed women, that you do. We just are. We're taught that guys do judge you on boob size.
and if they
or
do, they're
on-
the type of guys you probably should not be talking to.
We may be told that kind of as a side note, but that is not the main headliner right there. So it does kind of, when you're told that young, that is something that makes you attractive to the, whoever you may want in the future, it develops with you as you develop into a teenager. So if you reach 14 and you're still in a training bra and everybody else in the locker room has, C cup or whatever, and they will make fun of you too. So you're not just getting it from all of the, TV social garbage that's come at you. You're getting made fun of by your peers. Not just the guys either. I mean, you've seen Carrie.
True.
Yeah. Teenage girls are
Teenage
the
period.
worst. Teenage girls are awful, though. So, I mean, it's just one of those things that it's like, yeah, as guys, you do have a little bit more leeway when it comes to that. Plastic surgery is a much more female sort of fix-it, I guess. But, and I'm not, again, saying that men don't, because they certainly do, but it is something that is kind of more ingrained in women as a fix-it.
Right.
So
then further on in the chorus, I like how she says, then she goes just talking to the guy. And then
how do you afford this surgery?
she's like, first off, how do you afford this? And second off, are you
He's-
still going
he's
to love
standing
her?
on the corner.
Right. Are you still going to love her even if her face
Doesn't
doesn't
stay together.
And every time she says that, especially now,
I picture Frankenstein's monster.
I picture Repo the Genetic Opera
Oh,
when
no,
Paris Hilton's
yeah,
face
right.
starts to fall off her face.
Right, while she's singing, and it's like...
That's what I picture. You probably
now.
will
Thank you. Yes. Well, I mean, it's perfect.
Because that was also due to plastic surgery.
It's perfect.
And that's why it...
Well, or, I mean, that one's perfect. I was also thinking her brother would fit that too, you know, with his little clips that hold in.
Or is that his name? Tavi?
Is it?
Navi, Tavi, something like that.
I can't remember, but yeah, that's great.
Stay forever, even if our faces don't stay together. Even if our faces don't stay together.
There's your creepy
They're
rabbit.
fucking bunnies, man. I mean, I understand she is probably on ketamine or some variant right now, which is a known hallucinogenic for surgery. But, Melanie.
That rabbit she saw killed when she was a kid really affected her.
At least in this album.
Both of them. Do you not remember K through 12? They were everywhere there, too.
Yeah, okay. All right.
Everywhere.
If you want a little more confidence, potatoes turn to french fries, yeah, it's common sense. All you need's a couple more condiments and $100,000 for some compliments. Ha ha.
And I like that. Because, like I said, I really like the second verse is my favorite.
Right.
Because she's like...
Yeah, we can dress you up.
She's like, potatoes turn to french fries. It's common sense. She's
Right.
basically stating, like, you're going to get old.
Right.
But you can put on makeup, the condiments, to make it look better.
Or
spend
surgery.
a lot of money.
I mean, that's also a condiment.
For the surgery.
It's a dressing. It's a
Right.
topping. Also, the French fries. It's just kind of things change.
Right.
You know, the potato is going to change into French fries. It's going to change into
Mashed
hash
potatoes.
browns.
Mashed potatoes.
Yeah, I mean, anything potato is really good. Potato chips, but you know, it's going to change. Or it's going to decay.
Right.
Honestly, so now that's
Disturbing?
that is so Repo.
Mhm.
I'm not terribly disturbed. I've watched. Yeah, well, okay.
It's such a waste when little girls grow into their mother's face. But little girls are learning how to cut and paste and pucker up their lips until they suffocate. Ha ha.
That makes me.
I love
Okay.
I love that segment of bars because I love how she says little girls are growing into their mother's face.
Right.
Which is true. Most kids grow up to look a lot like their parents.
Right.
And I think that's another mental thing girls see is they know they're going to grow up and look like their parents. But again, their parents are usually 20,
Older.
30, 40 years older than they are.
Right.
So they're seeing what eventually they will look like once they're older. And I think that weighs on them mentally because it's like, I don't want to look that old. But guys, we all get old.
Right.
You
I
can't
think
stop
it
it.
also has to do with, again, the societal pressure on women and their role.
Right.
So she says it's such a waste before that, and it's like they're not learning from the experience that it's not going to better the person, the girl, to do this. Their mom already did something similar.
Right.
You know, while they're learning to cut and paste, you know, we all had the cutout dolls and stuff when we were kids, and we're all learning, like, you know, I think most of the girls I knew, we did collages out of magazines and stuff, and
Right.
I was never super girly. Like, I loved collages, don't get me wrong, but most of mine were objects, flowers, that kind of thing. But I know a lot of people that took faces and were like, oh, but I want this color eyes.
This nose.
these and I was
cheeks.
always kind of like, well, I kind of ripped the dolls most of the time.
But yeah, that was the next thing I was going to go to. While little girls are learning how to cut and paste, they're learning how to shape things the way they want them.
Right.
Is
Or
essentially
to dream about their perfection.
right.
Yeah. I mean, I really like the song, and the message is so...
Oh.
It's so sad, but it's also
It's life.
so relevant. But that is the flip side of this. This song makes me mad because things aren't changing fast enough. So,
And then she says, but girls are learning how to pucker up their lips until they suffocate.
which is why I was laughing,
It's-
because of the duck face is such a thing right now.
It has been for fucking years. Years.
Again, I'm not an
It's-
Instagram picture taking person.
No, I know.
But
It wasn't
like, I'm
towards
just
you.
saying.
But yeah, ever since, I mean, when I first joined Facebook, that was early 20s. That was the thing. Everybody, and it's like, it's not cute. You look stupid as fuck. Yes, and if you're watching this and you're one of those women, you look stupid. Stop it.
It's not.
It's not cute.
It's not a cute look.
Unless you're trying to look goofy, then hey, all more power
Like,
to you. Run with
Take
it.
goofy photos,
But-
please do. But duck
But
face
girls don't
is-
do it for goofy. They do it because they think they're cute doing it. It's like, no.
I have sisters that do it too. I still don't think it's cute.
When little girls grow into their mother's face, but little girls are learning how to cut and paste and pucker up their lips until they suffocate. Ha ha. Kids forever. Baby soft skin turns into leather. Don't be dramatic, it's only some plastic. No one will love you if you're unattractive.
Oh, Mrs.
And
Potato
he's stuffing
Head.
tissues in her chest instead of course, silicone implants. Now, my mom, when she was, I don't know, even end of high school, maybe beginning of college, has stories about shoving Kleenex down the front.
I've heard guys do it too.
She was a late bloomer, if at all.
Right.
But, you know, it's just to do that during a plastic surgery. It's like, that's going to be real gross in like not even a week. That's sepsis right there.
I also think that's
Congratulations.
also more of a mental representation of what her character in the story thinks.
Oh yeah,
happens.
yeah. I yes, but I'm just saying, it makes me want to cringe.
Right.
And throw up in my mouth a little bit. Paper rots. Paper rots.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's only some plastic. No one will love you if you're unattractive. Oh, Mrs. Potato Head, tell me, is it true that pain is beauty? Does a new face come with a warranty? Will a pretty face make it better? Oh, Mr. Potato Head, tell me, how did you afford it surgery? Do you swear you'll stay forever, even if her face don't stay together? Stay forever, stay forever, even if her face don't stay together. Stay forever, even if her face don't stay together. Oh, Mrs. Potato Head, tell me, is it true that pain is beauty? Does a new face come with a warranty? Will a pretty face make it better? Oh, Mr. Potato Head.
I wanted to pause it for a second. The video's about to get real shitty, real quick. If it's not shitty enough already.
He cut her hair while she was sleeping. And the side, those things are gonna pop. Those lips.
Right.
Well, I mean, aside from the fact that her face is leathery now, and the bridge of her nose is fucked up, no one should let rabbits do their own surgery. That's obviously not their forte.
Yeah. And he's starting to realize he might have fucked up on this one.
I don't think he cares. I think it's more of a, oh, that's repulsive. Like, not so much of a, I did something wrong. Because anybody who is forced this much is a narcissist.
Right.
And shallow as fuck. This is more of a, something went wrong. He cut her hair while she was sleeping. I mean, this guy has no consideration for her as a human being whatsoever. So, I mean...
It's going to get worse.
He honestly, he doesn't care. It's more of a just like, I can't be around this thing, which is...
Will a pretty face make it better? Oh, Mr. Potato Head, tell me, how did you afford it, sir? if our fates don't stay together. Stay forever, stay forever. Even if our fates don't stay together. Stay forever, stay forever. Even if our fates don't stay together. Stay forever, stay forever. Even if our fates don't stay together. Stay forever, stay forever. Even if our fates don't stay together.
Did you seriously think she was just going to stay in the attic? Like, I mean...
Esmeralda.
Yeah, I mean, like... she is now the family secret. We will be keeping her up there. You know?
I
mean, like,
remember... Okay, guys, I...
And also, he picked another brunette.
He did. I love this video because of...
Watching me...
No. The story it tells.
Yeah, true.
Of, like... Because to be honest, she was fucking gorgeous.
Yeah, she
at the
was.
beginning.
Absolutely.
And now, because he's tried to change her into something and she went along with it to make him happy, she's not happy with the way she
Neither
looks
of them
now.
are happy.
He's not happy with the way she looks.
And she's permanently scarred.
And she, exactly.
Not just physically, guys. Now...
And then to turn around after going through everything and doing everything that he wanted...
And find someone that looked almost exactly like her at the beginning?
And then find out that he's also talking now to someone new because he's not happy?
That looks almost exactly like she did at the beginning?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously she's the newest victim, or to-be victim, because he's gonna try it all over again. But... Now, I'm not saying that I don't understand people who get into relationships where they try to make their partner happy, only to find out years later, when they no longer like themselves, that their significant other that they loved was manipulative and a narcissist and will never be happy. Because I've been there and I've done that. I just never did any of the physical stuff. But I did get told I'd look better with short hair, which didn't happen. I think I got up to my shoulders, and that was only because I had shoulder surgery, and was told because my hair would look better shorter, that he refused to help me take care of it with one arm. So I knew I wasn't going to be able to brush through long hair. But I let it grow after that. But the whole, like, you never dress up, you never wear makeup, I've been through all that. Again, I didn't act on any of that because I was super busy with work and everything, but everything else.
This beauty right here, y'all, is natural. No makeup.
But
This
everything...
beauty right here.
No makeup. It's not Maybelline. But yeah, all of the other stuff, in terms of trying to compromise, it turned out that there was never any compromise. It was always me giving, and then finally, almost 6 years down, I was like, I hate myself, I hate this, I hate you. And keep in mind, it was not because I felt an undying sort of love towards this guy, or I was that insecure, or I was sick with fibro. He knew that. I was constantly tired. I was overworked. I was busy. And financially, living in the area that I lived in without a second source of income and trying to keep my head above water, I didn't have the energy to fight. Right. So pretty much what I was doing was trying to stop a fight from happening, which he still got mad at me all the time. I was just trying to placate him, was what it was.
You brought up the whole there was no level of compromise. I almost have a different mind state completely on the idea of how relationships work because of you. Because there's not much needed to compromise with us.
No.
And Because again, what a lot of you guys may not understand is we are so similar in our thought processes and everything that we do.
At least the way that we think.
At least the way that we think. Like, there was no hesitation on any of our parts for anything we've done with the apartment. It wasn't like, because I mentioned if you guys were to ever step in our bathroom, it kind of looks like a murder scene. But the moment I mentioned...
Intentionally.
Yeah, the moment
He doesn't mean that we're a mess.
It's the shower curtain is a clear, well, it's supposed to be like a clear shower curtain with like a shadow in it with blood dripping down it.
Mm-hmm.
We have one of those bloody footprint
mats
that you walk on and it changes red. And, but the moment I mentioned something like that was something I was always interested in, she was like, I love it. And then she was like, hey, I ordered some things. And now that's our bathroom. Aside from that, movies, we like the same shit.
Right.
The only difference is she's slightly bigger on, like, in TV show wise, she's slightly bigger in true crime, and I'm slightly bigger in, like, Family Guy.
Right. But I love Family Guy and always have.
And I enjoy true crime shows.
Yeah.
So it's not much compromise. It's just...
I mean, also somebody was it in the comments? It was in the comments on one of our other videos where you said something about when you're gaming, you're not paying attention to anything else. And someone was like, oh, shit, Hellcat's about to get shitty. And I was like, that's my reading time. I read, you game.
And I think people misunderstood that too. It's not that I'm not paying attention. It's memory retention of things that are said to me. Like, if I'm focused on a game, you guys got to understand, this is for any gamer. This is honestly for even readers or whatever it is you do in your free time.
Oh, don't talk to me when I'm reading. I get super ass.
When you're invested in what you're doing and what you enjoy doing, your mind is on that. Like, if I'm playing a game, I'm thinking about the story. I'm trying to figure out where things are going. And when I'm thinking about what's going on here, I'm not necessarily hearing outside noises.
It's the concentration level.
Right.
It has nothing to do with...
It's not like I'm, like...
ignoring
It's not like I look at her and I'm like, leave me the fuck alone. I'm trying to play my game. Like, it's not like that. And she knows that. That's why sometimes...
I might get like that when I'm reading.
Sometimes she'll be like, hey, look at this. And she'll hold her hand there for almost 30, 40 seconds before I realize she's trying to show me something. And then I'll pause and be like, oh, okay. And...
oh, but I know I'm waiting.
Right.
Which is why I'm still holding it there.
Or vice versa. She might be doing something and I'll hold a picture out to her and neither of us get mad about the wait. It's just like, whenever you get a chance.
Yeah. But, I mean, the thing is, though, we also talk about everything. So, were a compromise needed?
It wouldn't be a hard one.
Yeah, and we speak... Look, guys, there's a big difference between being able to verbally communicate and comprehension. If you're not able to comprehend what somebody else is saying, whether because it's like talking to a brick wall, or it doesn't matter how much you speak to a person if they aren't getting it. So if you find somebody that actually comprehends what you're saying or who you are, there's a huge difference.
And I guess what I was trying to say in the end of all that was, in terms of the whole compromise conversation, I feel like if you're to a point where you're with somebody and both of you constantly have to keep compromising on something, you might not be in the right situation. Again, I've always been the type of person I feel like I've always felt like compromise was necessary in a relationship, and to an extent it is. But not to an overextent. Where if both of you are changing both of your lives so much...
Right. Well, and also, look, if you're in any situation where compromise turns out to be you as the individual are always the one, at least, 70% of the time, being the one that has to change versus the other person, you shouldn't be there.
Right.
That is not what I'd be doing. She's like, well, that was a shitty ad. Yeah.
And I love how that ends with her taking the wig off and then pulling the toilet paper out like, this is stupid.
Well, that's like what I said. She's like, that was a shitty ad. It's probably something in the diet pills. She was hallucinating. She was like, and that did not end well. I will not be doing that.
That's one of those like long drawn out. That's like a visual representation of those conversations everyone has in their heads that they fully have, and then they get to the end of the conversation in their head and like, that's how I'm going to have this conversation, even though it never goes that way.
Right.
That's a visual representation of that. Play this out.
Oh, well,
No.
I think I'll take door number B. Yeah.
Rabbit doing surgery. I'm going to look like a blowfish.
Oh, God. Leatherface.
Let her face.
Oh, it was bad. Yeah.
It's a good video though.
It is a good video. I'm just, obviously, like I said, the message is powerful and it's relevant and it's sad, but it is also one of those things that it fucking pisses me off.
I think the reason this is my favorite song on the album is I have a daughter that is going to be going through a lot of the same shit in terms of
Already is. She's
Right.
10.
having to deal with all of this. And I'm hoping, to an extent, I know the societal pressures are always going to be there, but I'm hoping to an extent myself, her mom, you, the adults that she has in her lives, the adults she has in her life will be able to help her understand, like, I get you're getting these pressures. I really do, and I understand them. Me to an extent.
Right.
I don't understand the full extent. You would. Her mom would.
Right.
But, like, there's nothing we can honestly say that's going to make you change your mind on anything like this. This is stuff that you got to find within yourself.
Right.
But I do want you to know you can be happy without being like anyone
Right.
else. Honestly, being yourself is going to make you happier than being anyone else.
Right.
But as
and
long as you learn to accept who you are.
At 10, giving her a strong enough sense of self
Right.
and
I mean, she's
life
seen it.
for herself.
I still act completely. She sees it every day, but even with my daughter, I act absolutely retarded with her. I want her to understand. Even as she gets
Great
older,
fun.
she can be herself, and people will still accept her. I mean, I'm fucking stupid, and she accepts me.
It's great fun. Yeah, no, not that.
Whatever. But yeah, I think that's why I like this song so much.
Yeah. Like I said, it's a good message. It's
To be fair, my daughter was the one that turned me on to Melanie Martinez.
Yes. Yes, she was. Although,
She should not have been listening to her.
At 10, well, it's not
At
that.
that time.
It's at 10, she does not understand
Right.
the messages. She just thinks they're cute songs. So, she
discovered-
understands a certain amount, but not.
She discovered Dollhouse because she was looking up Dollhouses on YouTube.
Yep.
And then she
So
showed it
she
to me.
gets- yeah.
Actually, she showed that to me, and then I was like, it's a good song. I don't think you should be listening to it.
Right.
I'm not going to stop you,
Right.
but I think it's a good song.
Well, I mean, honestly, it's not terrible that she has, because she thought it was cute and catchy and having to do with childhood memories, which this kind of does. But it's not a bad thing that she's getting some of the messages
Right.
early on.
Well, at the same time, I've never been the type to hide shit from my kids either.
Right.
I mean, obviously, I'm not saying I'm going to let them, like, in the bedroom if I was watching porn or,
Right.
Doing things with a female, now. But it's...
Right.
But in terms of just overall, I don't hide music from her.
Right.
I don't hide movies from her. Hell, she watches Jason, Freddy, Michael with me.
Yeah.
Pick a horror movie. She loves it.
Big time.
Um,
But, I mean, like I'm saying,
I've never tried to shelter her is what I'm saying.
it's okay for her to hear messages like this, because
Right.
it reinforces something that she'll understand more of the message of later on.
As she gets older.
Yeah. But Melanie is actually promoting self-awareness and, like, breaking through the societal molds and everything. So I'd rather she listens to this than quite a bit of other stuff, actually.
WAP.
That would be one. 10-year-olds should not be listening to that, no matter
I'm
how
telling
much
you
you
guys
may like
now.
it or not like it.
I've already threatened my kids. If I ever catch them listening to 6ix9ine, I'll beat the shit out of them.
We'll adopt them out.
I would not go that far,
Yeah,
but I'll beat the
they're-
shit out of them. But no, that's. But yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and end that here. I'm pretty sure this has been like a 40-minute video.
Of course.
If you guys like the video, slash that like button, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. Comment down below. What did you think of this reaction? What do you think of our chairs?
They're beautiful.
I like my chairs. Our chairs. Also, comment down below if there's anything else you guys want to see reaction to. Check the description below for all the things.
Push our buttons. Come join us on our other social media platforms, mostly Twitter if you want a quick response. That's also a great place to drop other requests.
With that being said, we love you guys. Thank you all for watching. Cannot wait to see Depraved people later. Peace. Why is it every time I switch screens,